Hey guys, Sarah Hart here, your branding BFF, and we are going to jump into your Air brand logo design. And if you don't know what an Air brand is, make sure to jump over to sarahhart.ca and take the brand element archetype quiz. After you do the quiz, you'll get a breakdown of what element you are, so either earth, fire, air, or water. And I have a brand book for each one with graphics and fonts and colors that will match that brand for you. So if you haven't done that yet, definitely check it out before you watch this video. One other thing too is that I'm going to be going over these three designs and how to sort of apply that to your brand. But I do have some other variations. So I have the water brand variation, I have the fire, and the earth. So if you're not into these logos, don't worry about it. Just check out those videos. Watch them all. And one last thing before we jump in is to note that logos are the ultimate rabbit hole of all design rabbit holes. It's so easy to create 1,000 logos and to kind of go crazy and second perfectionism when it comes to logos, just because they're so personal. So just note that, your logo is one piece of your branding puzzle. There are lots of other things like your website, your social media graphics, your business cards, and all those other things that make up your brand. It's not just your logo. And if you're really stuck, just do what I do. I have been using a signature for like 6 years because I'm very happy with that. I don't think I need to go too crazy with it. So if you want to opt out with a signature, no problem. All right, so let's jump in. So when it comes to your Air brand, your style is very sort of minimalist, open, very classic. The logo design style you're going to be looking at is very sort of simple, modern, like crisp color palettes, maybe a pop of color depending on what your style is, and really sort of simple, sort of classic fonts. So the designs here are sort of taken from some inspirations that I found. The sort of like very simplistic style is in right now, like very simplistic, beautiful serif typography, sort of combining the initials together. This is really nice too, but very sort of simplistic, but using really beautiful colors to highlight it. But lots of, especially right now, there's a lot of just simplicity, which is fantastic, and it works really great for Air brands. So the first design really is very simply a beautiful, absolutely love this font, Athena font, and the name. So really just having your name, I mean, it feels like super simple, but that's the way it is just having your name in a really beautiful font. And what you can do to sort of take this next level is really to watch your spacing. So going into spacing and making sure that the letters are sort of spaced out evenly, giving them a little bit more tightness together gives it a little bit more of a refined feel for lowercase in this case. But if you push them farther out and you do all uppercase, you give it a little bit more of a refined, sort of elegant look versus the lowercase. And lowercase, I probably wouldn't space it out too much. Pull it in just a tiny bit. But yeah, really simple and does the job. Honestly, I love it. It works great. And then you would pair this with some really beautiful colors, like as you can see in some of these inspirations, like this sort of like pink and green kind of really says a lot to it too. And then next one is just sort of using your initials. So this, I think this is really nice. This is two variations of a similar font too. So this is the font, the regular font, and this is the one with outlined. And I think this kind of gives it a really nice, like the same font, but it kind of gives it that extra pop of interest in the logo. So let's just try this. And what I've done just sort of create this look is I actually have a square here that is the same color You can see I actually have a square that is the same color as the background. So I just made that over top of the secondary letter. So I'm just going to move that. And I'm just going to, if I'm going to try to combine two letters together, I just want to see if I can get these to fit together nicely. Oh, I kind of like this sort of overlapping feel, but sort of playing with how these can overlap each other. Oh, that's kind of interesting. And the sort of key here is to zoom in here to like make sure that the edges are lining up with each other nicely. So I can see there's just a little bit. The S is actually just fine. I might have to make the S just a tiny bit, maybe 89, just a tiny bit bigger, just so it doesn't have that weird edge on it. So that's just something to note, is those little details are important to get like sort of that crisp sort of look to it. I'm gonna try this one too. I'm gonna use 2 inline to see how this looks there. Oh, I kind of like this too. So you can kind of play with overlapping, and again using that little trick I had with the brown box over it to get rid of some of the element, some of the letters. So let me just try. Nice. Let's just get this over top of the S this time. And I'm just going to go position and move. And move this ahead. Yeah, so sort of kind of playing with those different elements and seeing how they look together. Yeah, so that's the second logo. And then the third one is sort of using, you can use different, like we did, I think I talked about this already, using different variations of the same font, or you can even do, if you want to make this a little more casual, I might say use lowercase with uppercase. So let's actually change this font and make it lowercase. The spacing. One of my biggest things is using, when you're using sentence case, as in like all the letters are lower, except for the first letter or lowercase, making sure that the letter spacing is not too long. But you can see that kind of gives it a little bit more of a relaxed feel, and then the bottom kind of has a little bit more fine looked as well. And then pairing that with some like a unique shape. The Air brand has like these, in terms of your style, these sort of geometric shapes that really fit your brand. So adding in, if you want to add those in, adding in some sort of geometric shape that you feel like called to. Let me just go to my uploads here. I found this one that I think works as well. So kind of using that alongside a geometric shape can look really nice as well. Sort of playing with that on the top and the bottom. So here I have it on the left side, and I'm aligning the text to the left. And then if I'm doing this over top, I might want to change this around so that everything is aligning to the center. We just want to make sure everything is following the same sort of principles here. And then something you might find too, depending on your name, this all gets complicated when you add your own name in and the letters don't play as nicely together. You can see that this Y is kind of like getting into this, into the bottom text. So I'm just going to make it fit a little bit better there. Actually, I like the way that that connects. That's kind of nice. I think there's another example of that, those letters sort of connecting together in one of these inspirations I was looking at. That's it. So like a really simple, this one here. So you can see that this connects nicely into the N and the K connect. Oh, one more I wanted to show you guys too is this one here. You can see that this actually is just a really nice simple brand and just using 2 fonts. So this is actually very in right now as well. So keep it simple and have fun with it. All right, so those are a few examples on how you can design your AIR logo designs, and I'll see you guys in the next training. Bye.